People are always shocked when we tell them that we buy 1,500 units a year and they're all mostly 15 caps. They're going, what? That's impossible. There's no way that anyone could ever do that. You're a liar. Well, I've been accused of a lot worse. Most people are pretty skeptical and don't understand how we can find 15 caps because they don't exist. Well, it's kind of true, but it's not true. 15 caps are created. Good deals are created. They're not found. You actually have to mine for the diamonds. It's not something that is going to be just walking down the street. Oh, here's a 15 cap. Doesn't work like that. Now, the title of this is Good Deals Are Created. They're not found. Now, there are some, of course, extraordinary circumstances where someone needs to sell so badly. They're going through divorce, they're relocating, they have medical issues, and they're being sued at the same time. So it's like 4 Ds in a row. It's like the unicorn of all motivators. And next thing you know, they're just wanting to dump their property or even give it away. They just don't want it anymore. They're willing to do whatever it takes just to get it off their hands. Now, that's very rare. It's very difficult to sustain that and to do it 1,500 times a year. That's really not what I'm about. I'm not about luck. I'm about creating my own luck. Of course, there are some extraordinary circumstances where people need to sell quickly, and with no skill sets whatsoever, you can find a 15 cap. Even a blind squirrel finds a couple of nuts once in a while. But to get 1,500 units a year takes processes, and I'm big on processes. And there is a process to be able to find as many 15 caps as possible, and not necessarily find them, but create them. We're looking not to be lucky, but to create processes where we have a factory that's pumping out and creating, I'm going to say this again, creating some really great opportunities. And the secret really is volume and understanding that we never want to get a deal or an offer accepted. Now, most people go into the real estate business wanting their offers accepted because they don't want rejection. Let's make an offer. The worst thing that can happen is they say no. The worst thing that can happen is them saying yes, because if they say yes, you offer too much, and that's not the name of the game. The real estate business and making money in real estate is predicated on buying it correctly, buying it right. If you buy it right, you're always going to make money. It's going to be very difficult for you to lose money if you buy something for $1. Even at $1, you could actually still lose money. Actually, if it's in the wrong area and you can't get it rented and the taxes are really high, it could eat you alive. But in most cases, if you buy real estate the right way, and if it's in the right location, with the right population, you're going to be fine. So the key really is understanding that it's okay to make low offers. And how many low offers should you be making? Well, as many as possible. Now, before I go any further, please understand that part of my secret sauce is making offers on property that I've never seen, sight unseen. I'm not going to do any due diligence until I know at least I can buy it for the right price based on the numbers that they're advertising. Now, understand they're probably wrong. If they're saying that the gross is $900,000 or $200,000 or even $50,000, is it really $50,000 or $900,000 or $2 million or whatever the number is? I don't know, but I'm at least going to start with that number. See, I don't have a lot of time. I want to fold time. I want to do as many offers as possible in the shortest amount of time possible so I have as much volume as possible so I can get my machine going and get the deals that are necessary to fill my pipeline to pay my bills. So if I'm just starting, I'm not going to make 1 offer or 2 offers or 3 offers. I'm going to make 100 offers an hour if I can. Now, I know that might sound impossible, and understand that we're not writing offers on an official contract from the state. We're making soft offers through email, and we're going to get into that in a second. But first, understand that if I'm looking at 100 properties that are for sale, and I take the number that they're advertising, and then I do a quick calculation, literally in seconds, and make them an offer that's quite low, and I do that 100 times, and I do it the right way. I'll get into the right way in just a minute. I'm going to get way further than someone that's taking a look at the property, doing a whole bunch of due diligence, asking for all these documentations, and doing that painstakingly through 1, 2, 3, 4 properties. I'd never even get to an offer every single day. You'd be lucky to get an offer in a week. And that takes time. And the challenge with that is if I come across that same deal and the deal was very good and they were very motivated and they need to sell quickly, while you're running your due diligence and checking the numbers and making sure that everything's perfect, I'm making an offer and getting the deal done. So I'm shortcutting all this due diligence process that really should be done once the contract is in place. Because if you're familiar with the real estate game, once you tie up a property, you have time for due diligence. That's the whole point, is to check the numbers, to trust what's going on, but verify later. And that verification process, guess what, is done during due diligence. And I know too many people that are making not enough offers and doing way too much due diligence on the front end. It's volume. Volume, volume, volume. I want as much volume as possible. Now, not only do I want volume, I want to be able to make as many offers as possible, as quickly as possible, and as cheaply as possible for the least amount possible. Like almost even $1. That might offend some people if you say, I'll give you $1 for that. You know, there's a way to present things. There's a way to package it. There's a way to communicate it where it's not as offensive. Where if someone says, like, make me an offer, I say, well, I'd love to make you an offer, but if I do, I'm probably going to offend you. In fact, I would love to pay $1 for the property, but I know that's never going to happen. So instead of me offending you with a really low offer, why don't you give me the absolute best that you can do that we can write you a check for? And if I like the number, then I'll buy it. What say you? So in that small little email, I've established that I can write them a check. I didn't want to waste their time, meaning I don't want to waste my time. It's a very polite way of saying I don't want to waste your time, but really it's wasting mine, right? It's a very classy way of doing that. And it gets them to actually give some sort of response to go lower. Now remember, our intention is to get a no when we're making these soft offers. We don't want them to accept. If you make an offer and they say yes, you offered too much. You have to have as many no's as possible. And you have to be okay with the no. In fact, love the no. The more no's you get, the more money you make. It's just part of the game. You can't spell money without no, without N and O. It's in there. It's reversed, but money is spelt with an N and an O, 100%. So make more money by saying no more often. There's a word that's been attributed to people's success, and I would love to share it with you. Now, I play this game in my live events where I ask, hey, what do you think this word is that Jeff Bezos, Donald Trump, Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, most successful entrepreneurs, Warren Buffett, have attributed to the number one cause of their absolute amazing success, their wealth, is attributed to this one thing. Can you guess what this is? Now, I wish this was interactive because I'd hear some crazy things like action, path, plan, focus, all these different things. And this goes on for literally 5-10 minutes of people throwing out these different words, and it's never the one that you might think. It's actually luck. Now, you can actually create your own luck. Luck is not just something that you have, you can actually create it. And luck actually stands for L.U.C.K. L is for location. Understanding what location you need to be in. Location where to buy properties, where to look for properties, where to look for the opportunity that's coming, where to be. So it's important to have the education necessary, the knowledge necessary to where to go find these properties. So most that look at me or any of my followers or someone that I mentor and go, how did you buy 300 properties this year? 300 doors, I should say. Doors being the number of people that live in these things, or hotel rooms, also known as the keys. How'd you buy, 500-600 keys this year? The answer is, what's luck? Location, knowing where to look for these deals. U stands for understanding. Understanding what to do once you're in that location. If you don't know what to do, if I send you to a website and say, okay, here's where you find deals, but you don't know what to say and how to say it, you won't understand what to do, you're not going to be able to create that own luck. C is connection, making sure you have the connection necessary in order to have that interaction with the agent or the seller. The connection where they know that you know what you're talking about. So you have the right series of and sequences of emails and the right things to say in order to create the deals and create your luck. And of course, K stands for knowledge. The knowledge of what to do as things go sideways. Because guess what? No deal is perfect. No deal, no seller is going to say, here you go, not have any objections and go, just go ahead and, just here you go. There's always going to be small issues along the way. Objections. Why are we using your contract? Why aren't we using my contract? Are you sure you can close? I want to use my title company, my lawyers. I want to do it this way. Why don't we do it that way? And there's always going to be some give and take between you and your counterpart in order to get to the finish line. There's no closing that's ever perfect or easy from beginning to end. Or sometimes the path isn't clear. And that's why it's great to have someone that understands the location, understanding, connection, and knowledge that's necessary to create your own luck and create as many deals as possible within the year. So to be clear, it's a volume business. You have to make as many offers as possible. Everyone has to say no at least the first time so we can drive the price down. We want to have 500-600 offers that are out. And if there's 500 people that say no, and then we send a second email, and then 300 people say no, and then 200 people say no, and we get to a point where one or two actually become the diamonds, the ones with time, pressure, and heat have been communicated in the right way. We've positioned ourselves the right way. We've created our own luck the right way. We then can buy that property at the right price. So understand, please, and I hope I've communicated this well, that great deals are created, they're forged, they're not found. No pressure, no diamonds.